Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another home gym video, and in today's video, guys, as you can tell from the chicken's outfit, it's flood season. So I thought what would be a good video topic for today would just be to go over some tips and tricks, some things that I've learned about keeping your 100-year-old basement floor dry, even during spring, freeze thaw season and rain and stuff. Today was like 12 degrees out of nowhere, and we've had a lot of snow recently, so we had a lot of water come in. Thankfully, the damage wasn't too bad. I'm definitely gonna have to touch up some paint and stuff, but for the most part, I was able to keep it to a minimum pretty well. Now, I'm gonna go over some tips that I've learned in terms of least expensive to most expensive. So it'd be like the more helpful general tips at the start, and then how you can really waterproof an older basement. So step number one is try to identify where the water is coming in from. Now, you can get lucky. I've had a couple instances where I had a pretty significant amount of water come in, and I was able to just simply parge the holes, like in the walls, and they've held up fine. So that's the first step I would take, is see if you can identify like any obvious areas that are leaking or where you can see water is coming in. The next thing I would do is go outside and see if you can see water pooling anywhere. So I have a lot of, I need to fix my eave trough right outside of this wall right here. And you can see the water just basically spills over, and then it comes in, I think it's coming in 90% of it through right there. It just kind of comes down the wall and then pools up there and then comes in through either the floor or the wall. I'm not 100% sure, but obviously, so fixing the eave trough is going to be on the list to do. I haven't gotten around to it yet, so what I've done instead is I have a bunch of buckets outside, and as the water spills over, it catches in the buckets. It's not, it's not fixed like that, but at least it helps in a pinch. If like today, I was just going out there running with buckets, and that definitely slowed down the water coming in. So yeah, parging, buckets, if you could put in some kind of drain system around your house, maybe like with river stone or something like that, just to divert the water away from the structure, that's always going to be ideal. Yeah, so, and then obviously, if you really don't want to have any water issues, what they recommend is installing a French drain around the perimeter of your basement. The thing with this is it's extremely expensive. It's probably, $12,000 to $15,000 depending on who you're having it done by. And yeah, they basically come in and they jackhammer the edge of the floor out, and they fill it up with a drain pipe and stone over top. And yeah, and I mean, then you don't have any issues, because any water that comes in just goes straight into the drain back towards the sump pump. Sump pump's another thing you can look at, depending on the issue that you're having with the water. If it is coming up like through the like the water table, the groundwater, and it's coming up and seeping up through the floor, which I think I have in some spots here, but not everywhere. Sometimes if you can drill a sump pump like down below that, you can remove that water before it gets to the point where it's starting to push up on the foundation and find its way through. Yeah, water will always find its way through. It's very sneaky like that. But yeah, those are some things that I found to work. Once it gets in, I mean, you're kind of just down to towels and mopping it up. I think a shop vac would be ideal. I might look at getting one of those soon. I had one before, but it's busted, so yeah. Yeah, I think a shop vac would be best, especially if you have like a painted floor. If it's just a raw foundation, then that doesn't matter, whatever you clean it up with. But the problem is now, you see, since I've mopped it up and the water sat there and stuff, I don't know how well you can see it on this camera, but you see all these marks here, like all the paint is starting to come up, which